All right, I'm a couple days late to the story, but I wanted to cover it nonetheless because it is very important and I haven't really seen many people talking about it. And to be honest with you, it's not really a good sign for the outlook after Trump signed the continuing resolution to reopen the government, and that had the provision to close the 2018 farm bill. Have I been saying farm hole a lot? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go back and look at my videos. Farm bill loophole. Like I just casually said like farm hole. I don't like that. Anyways, Jesus Christ, what a terrible start. So after that was signed, and some people in the comments were saying like, "Oh, this is actually good because it's going to pave the way for federally legalizing it," and I didn't really buy that because I just know how Republicans are generally on weed. Now that's not across the board, but like at least in my state, the only reason why it's not legal here is because every time a bill for legalizing weed goes to like our state house and Senate, the Republicans kill it. So, and I imagine that's kind of how it looks across the country. Anyways, I'm bearing the lead a lot here. This is an important story because U.S. prosecutors they kind of got like a memo sent by the Justice Department saying like, hey, we want you to crack down on pot use in national parks and other public lands. So I know, no one wants our national parks to smell like weed and whatever. While I mostly agree with that, at the same time, you got to play it case by case because like what we're talking about is serious here, this crackdown, because weed is like what, a Schedule 1 substance or whatever, like to the likes of heroin, and can be charged accordingly. So the Justice Department is openly saying like, hey, we want you to charge these minor offenses to the max. And that's not good. All right. And so the punishment is not going to fit the crime. And who doesn't like a joint in nature, man? I'm half kidding, but like there's ways to be respectful about it. Obviously, you don't want the national parks to smell like weed, but like if you have like a vape pen or something like that, are you really going to like throw like a hardcore drug charge on someone? The answer is yes, now they are, because that is just generally what the right-wing view on just being tough on drugs and tough on crime. Anyways, I'm rambling a lot already. We can just read this article here that's just going to detail everything we need to know. U.S. prosecutor in Wyoming promises crackdown on pot in national parks and on other public lands. Getting high around a campfire in a national park, especially in Wyoming, is likelier to get you prosecuted under a new Justice Department policy cracking down on minor marijuana offenses on federal land. The new guidance for marijuana on federal land reverses a policy from the end of the Joe Biden's presidency that significantly curtailed federal prosecution of misdemeanor marijuana offenses, according to U.S. Attorney for Wyoming, Darren Smith. I want to make it clear for all of our law enforcement partners and everybody out there that we have been, and will continue to enforce these laws. Smith has been implementing the new Justice Department marijuana policy since it came out in late September. I didn't know, like, so this went down a couple of months ago. So like this may have been just kind of like known and in the works this entire time, this just broader crackdown. And again, like, I don't think this is, closing this loophole is paving the way for legalizing it federally, because like, why do you need to close the loophole to do that? Just legalize it. Like, that's just, but now we know, judging by other things going on and like this, that's not the case. They just want to throw more people in private prisons and probably get giant kickbacks from their fucking donors. Okay. So his office in the Justice Department in Washington, D.C. declined to provide the document or the previous policy to the Associated Press. So under the Biden administration, at least definitely at the end of it, it was kind of like, don't crack down so hard on these like minor weed offenses. All right, slap in the wrist, take it out, take it away from them, whatever. But to like throw the book at them, like that's just a bit crazy. We're talking about weed here. And I always have to go back to like, if someone gets caught like drunk at a public park, are they going to get like a felony charge, like some huge drug charge? No, of course not. Of course not. Like, it's just the double standards, and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I can't wrap my head around it, because like by every metric, weed is just less harmful, has way more upside and benefit, way less downside than alcohol. THC doesn't poison you. You couldn't eat THC fast enough. You couldn't consume it fast enough to kill you. But alcohol, that's like, how many people die every single day from alcohol poisoning? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, but if we had like one person die of like laced weed, which rarely or if ever happens, and it's almost something else entirely, and the fucking people saying it was laced weed were just wrong. But like, one person dies from that, it's like, we need ban it everywhere. And it's like the same with like the vape pens and vaping when that was big. It's like, oh my God, 3 people got popcorn lung. We need to crack down on this. The kids. Oh my God, the kids. Like, oh God, it's so weird. It's so weird. Wyoming is home to 2 busy national parks, Yellowstone and Grand Teton, and like many western states, has thousands of square miles, kilometers of federal land where the policy applies. Like, yeah, we're not talking about like necessarily walking into the like busiest part of Yellowstone here. Like, when you have thousands of square miles of just like empty forest, and you go out there, you think you're alone, you light up a joint, and then, oh no, you got caught. Like, is it really, like, are we really going to renew the policy of just throwing the book at these people and throwing them in like federal prison over some weed? Oh my God. Oh my God. How many citations for marijuana are issued among the 2 parks? More than 8 million visitors each year. Wasn't readily available. That's weird. How do we not just know that? Well, I mean, I guess in a lot of cases, like a lot of like officers they won't necessarily charge you straight up as a drug. Like, some are more chill about it, and they might charge you for like, I don't know, public disturbance or something much less criminal than like an actual drug. So, okay, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why it's not so easy to just dig up the numbers on like weed drug crimes, whatever. Because again, like, as far as I know, it's kind of just treated like other drugs in its class. Smith, who was sworn in as Wyoming's U.S. attorney in August, said his office handles thousands of cases and hasn't tracked recent minor marijuana prosecutions. Under state law, marijuana has remained illegal in Wyoming for either recreational or medical use. Marijuana is legal for medical use in most states and illegal for recreational use in about half of states. But marijuana on federal land, be it a national park, national forest, or U.S. Bureau of Land Management area overseen on a day-to-day basis by federal law enforcement, is another matter. Federal law still classifies marijuana alongside substances such as heroin and LSD as a Schedule I drug. That's just crazy. Biden, didn't he like put the recommendation to have it rescheduled on his way out? Like, whatever happened to that? And like, as like shocking and just devastating as it was to see Trump win in November, I did have like a thing. It's like, you know what, with RFK and all them, no credit to RFK. It's like, maybe we will get some weird shit. Like, maybe we could live in it. Maybe they will just say fuck it and legalize weed and fucking open up like psychedelic research and make like psychedelics like more encouraged and shit. And I like had a weird hope for that, but man, fuck, that was crushed. That was crushed pretty damn fucking quick. Okay. So yeah, that's just crazy. Schedule I for fucking marijuana, when alcohol by every single I don't know what their criteria is for scheduling these. Obviously bullshit, but like, if you were to have a reasonable criteria, alcohol would check every fucking box. Okay? Not that I mean we should ban alcohol or whatever. Like I don't know how you guys feel about this, but like I'm a part of like decriminalize all drugs. Now I'm sure there's some you could, maybe talk me back on, but like in general, decriminalize and even legalize and regulate them all. That will kill a lot of black markets and provide a safe environment and just that's a topic for another video. Anyways, the Interior Department, which oversees national parks through the National Park Service, and federal law enforcement on tribal lands through the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs, declined by email to comment on the new policy, other than saying it continued to enforce controlled substance laws. The federal change comes as President Donald Trump's administration seeks to reduce prosecution of some minor offenses in national parks. On Monday, for example, Trump pardoned a runner who left a trail during a record ascent and descent of Grand Teton, the highest peak in Wyoming's Teton Range. Am I saying that right? The new marijuana policy's practical effect will remain dictated by resources, namely how many law enforcement officers are available to investigate marijuana offenses, said Lori Levinson, a Loyola Marymount University professor and former federal prosecutor. What it means, though, is it gives a lot of discretion back to federal law enforcement and rangers to decide if they want to bring charges. Like, oh, God. Yeah, that's... How about... Why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Just like fucking take it away from them. Take the joint away from them. And then give them a physical slap on the wrist. And be like, don't do that. Okay? Like, God, can we just be adults? Can we be serious here? More enforcement might be possible after the Interior Department announced Friday it was recruiting 500 highly qualified and experienced law enforcement officers to work for the National Park Service. Why? Like, aren't our national parks like a lot emptier than usual right now just because of like tourism, like just the general like plummet of tourism? Am I wrong on that? How federal prosecutors in other states were implementing the new policy was unclear. Spokesperson for the U.S. attorneys in Arizona and Montana did not return messages seeking comment. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Colorado declined to comment. Charging and prosecuting minor marijuana offenses can be useful for investigations into more serious crimes, said Rihanna Durrett, director of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Cannabis Policy Institute. Maybe that is not at play here, but it could be. It's not. It's not. They just want to throw more people in jail. Like that. The private prison system is about to boom again. And I mean, it's always booming. Like, what are we? Like, we, out of all like developed nations, we have like the highest incarceration rate, like the most people by percentage, like in prison. Oh, geez. A representative of the marijuana legalization advocacy group, Normal, I'm just going to say Normal, I think that's their intent, downplayed the policy significance, saying federal authorities never stopped enforcing marijuana laws under the Biden administration. I mean, I would believe that. That said, it seems like a misplaced use of limited federal resources for the Trump administration to engage in rigorously prosecuting those who possess small amounts of cannabis on federal lands. Yeah, like, we're going to put, like, more resources in this. It's the same shit with the fucking mass deportations, deporting people who, like, actually aren't criminals, like, just showing up at Home Depots and job sites and arresting people. Yes, you're really getting the criminals. It's shit like that. You're pouring resources in that while, like, people are starving. Millions of people are about to have their healthcare premiums double, triple. 17 million people could be kicked off. Like, we already had a healthcare crisis before all of that. And here we are still dumping resources into this shit. Trump in August said he was weighing changes to how the drug is regulated, stating that he had heard great things about medical use of marijuana, but bad things having to do with just about everything else. Like what? Like what? Is there some like huge like spike of people smoking and fucking getting in car accidents or fucking domestic violence related to marijuana? Like, is there something I'm missing? Are there suddenly thousands of people dying every year from marijuana use? What is happening here? Oh my God. Biden in 2023 pardoned thousands of people who were convicted of use and simple possession of marijuana on federal lands and in the District of Columbia. The pardons followed long-standing criticism of 1994 crime legislation that Biden supported. Yeah, I mean, let's be real here. Biden Biden did kind of like write the crime bill. Like he's a big reason for where we are at today. But you can't deny that in his presidency, he was much more liberal on weed. And I mean, he could have gone infinitely further than he did. Like standard Democrat administrations just do the bare minimum and be like, yeah, we're like kind of inching in the right direction, but we're scared to go all the way. So, but regardless, here we are, and I will continue to cover all the happenings in the THC world and how we're moving forward with this. If there's anything you'd like to see me specifically cover, just topics, I know there's like, in the times we live in, there's just so much going on, and it's hard for me to cover it all and determine like what everyone actually wants to follow and see. Obviously, I will have my own bias in there. Like if I think something's needs covered, I'm gonna cover it, whether I get 0 views or 10,000 views. But yeah, if there's something that I'm not covering that you'd like to see, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one.
If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.